Hello and welcome to Geekatplay Studio Tutorials. So in this tutorial we have this image of the man, and I just want to add a little bit more grungy kind of look, and we'll look on some techniques how to bring some muscle and skin definition, more pop-up, and mostly it will work for the male figure work very well. So right here example, we have one image, and I notice we have a soft box pop up slightly on the back, so we'll need to remove this. Let's begin this by creating a new layer, and we have it several ways. We can use it from the patch tool, we can use it soft clone tool, or we can use it brush with the coloring. So as example, for the fast purpose of this tutorial, I'm just going to use it brush, and we'll just set 10 opacity. You can use the Vicom pad or you can use the mouse, and what we do, we just sample closest right here, and we'll start painting kind of just around this area. Okay, we're processing an 8-bit for the purpose of this tutorial, so we can go faster. But problem with when you're processing 8-bit, we'll start having some fringing or kind of like steps almost come up. It's the reason why I want to use a little bit softer brush. Let's pop up maybe to 30 so we can go a little bit faster. And you can see right here, just go contact, and you can see we just start kind of blending those, colors. And again, we're doing this on a new layer. Okay, let me pop up a little bit higher. Don't worry about too much matching colors, because we're going to add some gradient to this, but I want to be sure. Okay, let's go closer. Add a little bit right here. And you notice I'm trying to sample closer to the area, so we sample right here and moving. In this case, kind of help us to create very similar color gradients this way. The other ways also, we can select just the area, select the gradient and try to fill, but we won't match very well on the edges, mostly right in these edges right here. Okay, let's go just fill up, almost done. Okay, so you can paint in. Problem is, you can see we still have it lines. The other way you can do this by creating a new layer. Okay, we'll go on the bottom. We can always go select something maybe around there. Copy. Let's put on the top. We'll go to, let's move this on the side. Just a different way we can do it. Let's transform, flip horizontally, and we'll just stretch a little bit, overlay that area. And we can do this creating mask, and we can use a brush and just brush out. Don't need to worry too much about edge. Okay, let's a little bit sharper right here, because we want to preserve our details, don't want any on the model. Okay, and right here we can set to 1 and just slightly brush in to smooth those edges in. There's several ways you can do this. In this a little bit cleaner, again we can do painting, we can do other ways, or combination in this case probably will work better. But overall right here we'll remove it. Let's now work on the model itself. In some case we can create a layer to remove some imperfection in skin, but I won't, just leave it as default. Same, maybe like we'll add, this is not light up cigarettes, so we want to add some dodge and burn and maybe smoke to this. But the rest I want to leave it like this, maybe even let's crop right now, just bring kind of maybe right here, just so look a little bit more in a frame, kind of concentrate on our eyes. Okay, so next we'll go to create a dodge and burn layer. Okay, we'll go fill up with a 50% gray and set to the soft light. Okay, at this point right now we want to use a brush, and I want to use a 10%, 100% flow soft brush. And just mostly what I do, it's you see with the shadows, and I just want increase, kind of enhance shadows. Okay, in this case, just add a little bit more on them. Okay, we'll go right here, increase a little bit more on the shadows. We'll just do it little by little, and the same enhance highlights. So just bring this texture kind of almost out. Okay, let's go bring back. Okay, so we'll go right here, add. Okay, you can see we kind of start touching up this grunge a little bit more. Okay, let's go add edges. Okay, start enhancing those. Okay, let's go right here, add a little bit more. You can use that square bracket to increase or decrease size of your brush. So work a bit faster this way. Okay, we'll go increase this way. And let's just add a little bit more shadows right on the bottom. I don't want it too bright right here. Okay, this is dark brush. Let's go with our white now. And we'll just same things. We'll just add highlights. Mostly same way I see with the highlights, just put a little bit more. Let's just bring slightly eyes out so we can see those. Okay, right here. Zoom out a little bit, add those triangles under eyes. We'll add a little bit more highlights on the fingers. And kind of on the knuckles. Okay, let's go next. We'll add, and normally I go from small details to a little bit larger, so we can just add. Okay, and you can see before and after. So we add, just ignore if you have right here a little bit of the back. You always can go ahead, just select color, preferably gray, and we can kind of almost painting out this way if you need it. And this is not 50% gray, so let's go right here. So in this way we can kind of almost erase again. This is going by 50% gray color, so we can, okay, let's go normal, select, there you go. Okay, and just remove some of this unwanted highlights. Okay, or shadows. There you go. Okay, our next step, we actually want to press Control Shift Alt E or Command Option Shift E. It will take all these visible layers and combine in one. So this is the next step for me when I start bringing more grunge out. And to do this, we'll go to Image, Adjustment, and we'll go to Convert to Black and White. And in black and white right here, I'll go bring a little bit more red up to highlight. Let's bring a little bit of the yellow. And if you need bring background down, we can a little bit bluish take down. So overall, right here, I want to kind of bring a little bit flatten almost. And then next we'll go adjustment and let's bring shadow and highlights. We'll take shadow options and bring all the way to the 100. If you don't see all this advanced menu, you can always uncheck show more options, so you'll have it all access to all properties. Let's bring highlights. So when we're done with this, we can take radius and bring slightly down, both of them. And now working with tone, we can actually manipulate. This will convert to soft light. So the ways brighter, it will kind of bring more highlights, and shadowing will depth shadowing. So it's, think about now dimension when we start creating. So I want, for example, bring brighter highlights, those areas I can bring down this way. But I don't want too much, so we'll just get a bit around this area. And the important step at this point, it will be filter, sharpen, and we want to use unsharp mask. Notice right here how instantly they pop up. Even in preview, you can see how they increasingly jump. So this is things we want to do. If we increase quite a bit, and we can bring maybe about 2 pixels. This will bring quite a bit shiny, it's almost like sweat effect. So let's go click OK and switch to soft light. So at this point we can go look, and right here, look on the skin, what's happening. So before and after, you can see it's brought this kind of grunginess almost effect to our model. We have also right fringing in this area. You can see right there pop up, and let's move a little bit. So we'll create another mask on this layer. Okay, we'll set 100% and we'll just smooth out slightly, mask out these areas. Okay, so we don't want that halo effect, so we can actually go around in removing. When you do this, be careful, because it does, we need to also remove paint kind of around, because it will bring some of those noise pixelization in the background, and to matching we want probably just like soften a little bit around this area. Okay, but we will leave everywhere else. You always, I think, if it's too strong, you can go and modify opacity to the level that you think it will work for you. Okay, let's add a few more levels. One, I want actually tone down a little bit. So for this, we'll go create a new layer, and we'll go to the color. Okay, actually black and white, this one, new adjustment layer. And on this one, just we actually take a little bit red and yellow, a little bit more down. So this will be our black and white where we desaturated. So we'll adjust a little bit, and right here you can see we can kind of bring slightly down our color. Okay, this is one layer. Now let's adjust over, before we actually adjust overall color, let me create another dodge and burn. Okay, and this one will be called for the cigarette. Okay, before I forget, so let's do this. And we'll actually going to multiply, this one will be, sorry, soft light. Okay, and we'll create multiply in a second. So soft light will go right here, and we'll just go black and white, 10% opacity, and we'll just kind of add a little bit burning effect to cigarette. Okay, let's go create next layer. This will be our multiply. So with the black color, we can actually just add a slightly more. Okay, let's go 1%. This may be a little bit too heavy. So right there. Okay, let's create one more, and for this one we actually want to create slightly reddish color. Okay, and we'll just go to bring in a little bit of the fire inside. Okay, we'll go with this one color. Let's bring it slightly brighter. Okay, I think right here we have this kind of almost look. Okay, I think this one may be too much. Let's reduce it. Okay, and we'll create new layer, smoke. So I'll just rename it. So I know cigarette ash, fire, smoke, and a smoke will go to select white. We'll go to create, just select any brush if you have any smoke kind of or brush effect. I'm probably just going, this one will work fine. So we'll reduce. Let's go 0. So it's 10%, 100% opacity. Can pop up, press, and maybe a little bit lower like this, I think will work better. And let's switch this to the soft light. You can see right here, we kind of add a little bit this smoke to his cigarette at this point. Okay, let's group this. So we'll know this is our cigarette for the person. Okay, next let's go now to add 50% gray. Will be soft light, dodge and burn. But will be our global dodge and burn. We'll go black. Let's select round 2. And I want to be sure to select about 10%, something around there. And this is just a global kind of slightly around the person. Don't worry if you're overdone. We always can manipulate with a layer opacity afterwards. Just want to bring in. Let's go white and just slightly touch right here. So kind of point on his face. Again, how I said before, if you think it's too strong, you can modify slightly adjustment. Okay, let's make color adjustment at this point. And I'm going to create the curves. And these curves we set to the color. Let's go first to the blue. We'll take our blue, bring up, and just create point on the middle and bring down. Okay, this is one curve. Let's create another, add cyan kind of color. We'll bring down and kind of bring in. So almost on the bottom on the shadows, we have it cyan, and we have it also in the blue. You can see we brought a lot of blue to the shadows and add yellowish to the mid-tones. Okay, let's go to the green, and green, if you want, you can add a little bit reddish or a little bit more green, but I like to leave as default. Okay, we'll create one more curve. Okay, now these curves will be switched to luminosity. Okay, this will be our contrast. Okay, and in contrast, we actually can do two things. We can go ahead and make this C curve. You can bring a little bit shadows down this will also add a little bit more grungy effect to this. And I don't necessarily like these dark shadows, dead shadows, okay? So we'll create another curve. Okay, it will be black and white levels, kind of highlights or shadows maybe. Yeah, let's go name this way. We'll switch as well to luminosity. And in this case, we'll take bottom one, bring a little bit up, and take top and bring down. So I don't want clip whites or shadows. You can see right here we can go. So I just don't like when it's too deep dark. Okay, it's better for the printing and other stuff. So right here we have our contrast level, and we have our color level as well. Okay, let's go add vignetting to this, and we'll go to create another curve, and we'll go to vignetting on this. We'll just leave it as default for now. Take all the way down to the black. Let's create mask. We'll go just like around here maybe, and fill up this with the black. So you notice we have it mask and white outline just only around. Let's deselect. We'll go to mask and bring feathering up. Maybe around this area, and switch to the soft light. Okay, you can see right here we have it our vignetting kind of done to our image. Because I say at any time too strong, we can take down some effects. Like right here, this is fine. Coloring is good. No, maybe contrast a little bit too high. So let's take contrast slightly down. Okay, we'll leave it cigarette there. Or black and white, maybe bring a little bit more kind of up. Right around this area. Again, too much color, I don't like it, so we'll just 23 probably will work better. Okay, notice right here, let's go very close up. So this is quite a bit image, and you can see we can zoom in and look on the skin. It's come up very nice. We have all these nice grungy details now without introducing any texture over, just to work with some shadow highlights and some contrast. So we brought in. And again, right here will be before. Okay, and this is after. Thank you for watching this short tutorial from Geekatplay Studio, and please remember, visit us on our website is www.geekatplay.com, or on YouTube it's a Geekatplay Studio.